Ready to uncover the latest trends shaking up the Park City real estate housing market? Well, stay tuned as I dive into Summit County's hottest market updates that could change your buying and selling game. So, what I'd really like to do today is go off the facts, go off the market summary report that I have prepared here for you. We're just going to share my screen and we're going to jump right into the facts. So, as you can see, this is a market summary for June of 2024. This is for the Summit County and it consists of residential units, meaning single family homes, townhomes, and condos. So, as we jump into the Summit County residential update, I'd really like to go over what the median sales price is. So, the median sales price is $1,466,550. The average sales price is $2,281,903. The absorption rate is going to be 6.5 months about. So as you can see, our absorption rate used to be at 6.92 months. So now we're kind of at 6.5. So the absorption rate started to come down a little bit. So in December, we had our lowest. It was 5 months, started to even drop to 5.3 months. And then now we're starting to get a ton of listings. The market's starting to probably feel oversaturated to a lot of people. We're getting a lot of new inventory hitting the market every single week. So it's shooting our absorption rate up. Or we're about 5.5 months of an absorption rate. If we check out the days on market, you can kind of see that year over year, right? It's been really low, then it's climbed up really high in the winter, then it's dropped again in June, or then it dropped again in January, then we went up in February, dropped way down in March, and now we climbed back up and then dropped, and now we are about 91 days on the market. So it went from 122 kind of back in April to now we're right at 91.6. So it's slightly coming down just a little bit, and I think that is starting to be because things are starting to go pending. We had a really slow start to the spring season. We sort of have two seasons here in Park City. We've got ski season and we've got summer selling season. So ski condo season, people who want ski homes, generally the best time to buy and look for those properties is going to be anywhere from December to March and maybe mid-April-ish. And then people who are relocating here, those relocation buyers really don't start buying anything until July, because what I've noticed is that everybody goes on vacation in June right after school's out. And then there you always have your few outliers who want to get a jump on the spring market. And so they would like to get something under contract, maybe by everybody who is relocating that needs to start school in August is going to be buying in July and August. So as you can see, the median days on the market, the average days on the market is 91. Now, something that I want to note here is that the sold to list ratio. So properties are getting about 95.5% of asking price. So when you list your property, the the average of everybody, it's not, people are not getting 100% for their property. They're not getting full ask for their property. Some properties might be. Again, this is a mashup of the entire Summit County. So this has gone up a little bit, which back in April, it was 93.6. Now we're starting to get closer to asking price. And maybe that's just because interest rates have dropped ever so slightly. Consumers are coming back to the market. People are putting things under contract. So, what I think I really want to talk about is what areas what are the two price ranges that are really the most popular, that are really the trending areas? And I kind of felt like it's a million to that $1.8 million mark. And I was right on the money, because if we look at Park City's markets, we do have some pretty segregated markets here. So if we look to year to date, so we're going to go to 2024, as you can see, there are 100 properties that have sold in the million to 1.4999. So right under 1.5 million. And that's what I feel in the market. I feel like that's the area that's selling really quickly. And then if we jump down, you've also got 52, right? So 52 properties sold from the 1.5 to 1.9. So that's kind of what I was like, people are really looking in that $1 million to $1.8 million price point. And that seems to be the price point that is really trading. So if you have a property that is in that price point, that seems to be where the majority of buyers, their budgets are. And then you have 2 million to the 3 millions to the 4 millions. And then all of a sudden we jump up to 52 in the $5 million plus range. So we kind of have two sets of markets here in Park City. We've got the super entry price point. And yes, $1 million is very, very entry price point for Park City. This is entry pricing. So the 1 million to 1.8 million is really your entry price point market for Park City. And then you've got your luxury buyers, right? Most of these buyers are all cash. This is the luxury market. So 52 that have sold. So we've really got two separate markets. We've got that entry price point market that's booming. And then it really jumps up again when you're in that $5 million plus market. Now there are a total of 1,393 active listings total. For pending, we had 400 pending listings. Pending listings, we had 567. And then for our sold over here, we are at 461. So that's that's since January 1st of 2024. And something that is also very, very interesting to me is that the homes that are listed at $5 million and up, right? $5 million and up, right here, active listings have seen a 46.9% increase. So the properties that are active, that are coming to the market, right? And even if you look here with this month new listings and we look at 158 new listings, last year there was only 89, that's an increase of 77%. So more expensive homes are coming to the market, not less expensive homes. So I thought that was kind of an interesting takeaway from this as well. I think so. What's changing? What's coming down the pipeline? Well, now that we're kind of through mud season, which is that end of April, like starting mid-April to mid-June is sort of mud season, spring selling season. It was very, 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 very slow this year. I know I am grateful to have had showings on my properties that were listed. I know colleagues that haven't had a single showing when they listed their property back in May. So I'm feeling grateful that we have had showings. That is a good sign, but I do know of properties that have had no showings. And that's just, I think it's simply the market was just really, really slow. Now that we're entering July, everybody seems to be in town. Stuff is moving. And then one of the some great news that just happened that we just had was that interest rates dropped. So we were hovering kind of around that 7%. Interest rates bumped up in May to that 7%. Now we're finally under that 7% once again. And then they have said that they are going to cut rates again in September. So let's, woo! So I think if you are a seller who is getting frustrated with the market, I think just hold on and be patient, because if your property is not under contract in the next 2 months, then it's for sure going to get some action in September once the rate cuts come, because September is not really a month where we get a ton of inventory flooding the market. So we're getting into, again, a season where we're going to have low inventory from a lot of the properties being absorbed from July to September, simply because that's a really hot selling season here. And then as we enter the fall period towards the end of the year, things get a little bit quieter. Our inventory really drops. So what happens if we have low inventory and interest rates drop? Now all of a sudden the market gets a heck of a lot more competitive because consumers are entering the market again. They're ready to buy now. And that tends to also drive up housing prices. So I think if you're a seller, just hold tight, because there are more rates coming, more rate cuts coming in September. And also that you're not alone if you're feeling like you're not having a lot of action on your property. I do think there are people that have been doing a lot of price drops and still not getting a ton of action. So I think if you feel like you are priced appropriately and you're not overpriced, then hold tight, have patience because I think you should be selling here very, very shortly. If you are thinking about selling your property in the Park City area or Summit County area, then please interview me for the job of selling your home. I always ask people, do you want a agent that's just going to take listings, stack them and not do anything for you, or do you want somebody who's going to aggressively market your property to as many qualified buyers as possible who will pay your price or more? If that sounds good to you, you can reach out to me directly. My information is always dropped down in the description link down below.